Hello, everyone. My name is Silas Sonnenberg, and I will be presenting over my Allen Theater mini campaign entitled More Than Just for Orientation, which I will go into more depth of the reasoning for that name later. The goal of this campaign is to increase attendance of public events held in the Allen Theater by 10%. The reason I specify public events is because the Allen Theater is an event space that can be reserved by any student org or department, and sometimes those events are private specifically for those departments or organizations. So I want to focus on public events, and then also I want to increase the number of events open to the public by at least two per semester. So unfortunately, after the lockdowns of COVID, the Allen Theater has not really been able to um, recoup the numbers of events and people attending those events that were seen before COVID. So I would like to, see a rejuvenation of the usage of the Allen Theater, both in events held and also people in attendance. So for this campaign, it will be a brand repositioning. After some research and discussion with students that I know, hearing from the friends of the students that work for me in the Allen Theater, um, the Allen Theater is pretty much just known for the place that orientation happens, which is not an intentional branding, but kind of an inevitable one after we've seen a decrease in the attendance of events and the overall number of events hosted in the Allen Theater, as well as the increase in student population, particularly the freshmen that are coming through orientation. So more people experiencing the Allen Theater through orientation and less opportunities to experience the Allen Theater in any other way. So I would like to reposition the brand to be closer to what it was whenever the Allen Theater originally opened, which was to be a space where TTU communities, so the students, the faculty, the staff, and the Lubbock community as a whole could come together and experience the visual and performing arts and experience different culturally enriching events. So the target audience for this campaign would obviously be Texas Tech University students, as you know, Texas Tech wouldn't exist without its students, and we're here to serve them and give them the best experience that they can during their college career. Within the student population, I would like to focus on the subset of undergraduate students simply because that is a bigger pool to target, and thus would inevitably make it a little bit easier to get more student organizations involved in using the theater, as well as just getting more students to events in the theater. The influencing audience would obviously be the rest of the Texas Tech University community, so the staff, the faculty, and then as well as the broader audience, which is the Lubbock community as a whole. For theory, I would like to utilize gamification, really because the student population that we're engaging in is kind of the younger version, or the not version, sorry, the younger group of Gen Z and the older Gen Alpha uh, individuals are now old enough to be coming to tech as students, which makes me feel kind of old, to be honest. Um, but given that gaming is such an intrinsic part of the American culture nowadays, especially for the younger generation, I would like to kind of utilize that already integrated cultural aspect and use that as a way to persuade and encourage more students to attend events in the Allen Theater. Specifically, I want to do this through a reward system, but I'll go over that more in depth later in this presentation. So, for the visual verbal of the campaign, because the Allen Theater is a part of the Texas Tech University system, we are holding to very strict branding. So, have to use scarlet, black, and white. Those are the only colors we got. But when it comes to the imagery, which I'll go over in the ad campaign as well as the social media campaign that I want to utilize. I definitely want to focus on emotional and artistic imagery, given that I want to see this space used more as a place to host the visual and performing arts and cultural events. So we want to emphasize on that. And then also one thing that a lot of departments and spaces in all over Texas Tech have are brands or logos. And I would like to implement one for the Allen Theater, which we can use for social media, social media particularly, but also maybe and the website rejuvenation and upgrade. But this is kind of a mock-up, early mock-up of a logo that I thought of. Simple A T, kind of combine them like a brand to kind of embrace the West Texas culture that Texas Tech is immersed in. And then it also the T over top of the A is very similar to the double T, so kind of also parodying off of the well-established logo of the university as a whole. For the verbal, I want it definitely to be welcoming, the tone to be welcoming, positive, and creative, with a personality that is culturally aware. Obviously, continually boasting that creativity. Wanted to be community oriented, and passionate about the arts. So for tactic one, will be social media campaigns. So the main three platforms that I would like to utilize are Instagram, Facebook, and X. Predominantly because those are more visual platforms, and with the nature of the events of the Allen being visual and performing, we want to really be able to showcase that. So the two main types of content that will be posted onto the social medias are spotlights of previous events, kind of showcasing what the Allen Theater has hosted in the past, what we're capable of. And then as well as teasers of upcoming events, kind of forward advertisement to hopefully get more eyes on the events, which will hopefully also increase the number of people in attendance. An example of this is a picture for the guitar player of Angela Shelley, which was she's the the woman who founded the Texas blues scene. And we were lucky enough to host her in the Allen Theater earlier this year in spring of 2024 as part of the Lubbock Lights season, which the Lubbock Lights event is a place where local Lubbock artists are given a spotlight to kind of show their art. So that's a really cool event. Imagery would be similar to that, showcasing events held, and then I'll show you kind of an example of like teaser of an upcoming event with this next tactic, which is a traditional ad campaign. So this is actually a ad that I pulled from an event that was previously hosted in the Allen Theater, which is the Worldwide Showcase. It is this particular event is an event hosted by the International Cultural Center, which gathers up different cultural student organizations on campus and allows them to, those groups to showcase the culture from the countries that they're and the people groups that they're representing. So it's a really cool event that happens. But going with the traditional ad campaign, we would take like the flyers that, for example, the Worldwide Showcase made, and we would introduce those in print and digital ads through the Daily Torador, and then also utilizing the tech announce through the student email. So just blanket mass advertising to get as many eyes as possible on the events to hopefully bring in more people. And then the third tactic would be a reward system. So ideally what I'm thinking is develop a point-based system where people get points for attending events, interacting with Allen Theater on social media posts, so we can, do an incentive that a lot of companies are doing, where, hey, if you follow us on um, X, you'll get a certain amount of points. Follow us on Facebook, you get a certain amount of points, and follow us on Instagram, and you'll get a certain amount of points. Um, and another idea is, for those student organizations that host events in the Allen Theater, that can be a way for the members of those groups who are participating in the reward system to also gain points. And then those points can then be traded, exchanged for prizes or free tickets. And then another idea that I had was, at the conclusion of every academic year, we take the top 100 point earners for that academic year and then enter them into a raffle for some kind of prize. So the time frame for this campaign will be one academic year. So for the fall semester, we're going to do at least weekly posts on social media with a mixture of showcasing events hosted in the past, and then teasing upcoming events. Also running ads in the Daily Torador and Tech Announce for major performances. So that would be like the Presidential Lecture Series, Lubbock Lights, the Worldwide Showcase, and those bigger events that would impact a large group of the student population. And then we'd also kickstart the reward system during Night at the Sub, and then we'd offer bonus points for those students who were actually in attendance at that event. For the spring semester, we'd continue up with the social media posts with teasing upcoming events, but we would limit the showcasing of older events to the fall semester and then the previous spring semester. So once we have some content on the platform, we want to kind of keep it relevant and within like the current times. We continue to run those ads in Daily Torador and Tech Announce for major performances. And then this is where we could conduct the raffle for the top 100 individuals in the reward system. So the top 100 earners for rewards will all be entered into a raffle. So at the end of the academic year. So our measurement for success for this campaign would be comparing event attendance before and after the campaign. So currently in the Allen Theater, we record a rough estimate of number of attendees per a public event. And so we could very easily go back to our old records from before this campaign and then towards the end of this campaign and compare to those numbers to see if we got that 10% increase in attendance. And then also similarly, we keep records of all the events that are hosted in the theater. And so we can very easily compare the number of events that used to be held, public events held in the Allen Theater before the campaign per semester, and then compare that to the number of events we hold towards the end and after the completion of the campaign. So here's my citations. I did take the image from the social media campaign from the Presidential Lecture Series Instagram, and then also that is the website link where I got the flyer for the Worldwide Showcase for Slide 8, and then the website where I got the image for the reward system. So that's my campaign. Thank you for watching.